I am a sucker for costume changes on units and heroes and stuff in games and things, but whenever it comes down to it, if you have an actual difference on these units, it's great, and I'm so excited for special heroes.
We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Greetings and salutations, my name is Deltran, helping you build killing machines so you can dominate in PvP and in special hero maps, and if you want to have help burning all the orbs, feathers, sacred coins, everything else this game throws at you every week, consider subscribing. But right now we're going to go over the new special limited time units that are in the banner that's dropping soon. The Winter's Envoy preview trailer is out, and one thing to note is that this new banner, even though they're special heroes and that we're used to having a month-long banner, this is not month-long. This is only a normal rotation, 2 weeks, so if you want to have any of these heroes, you only have up until the new year to get them the first. So definitely, if you're interested in these, get them soon. We're going to go through these heroes one by one, taking a look at what they're offering us, and the first one up is Lissa. One thing to note is she is an axe unit. A lot of people have been wanting a Lissa that has an axe, but I don't think this is necessarily what people meant. Regardless, the special that all the heroes share on their weapons is whenever they're initiated on, they get a boost to all of their stats, so that's pretty cool. That's interesting. I think that this might be a weapon that'll be inherited onto other people, and it'll be funny to see all these Christmas weapons on other units all year long. Another thing to note is every single one of these units is an armored unit. I don't know how I feel about that in the grand scheme of things. I was hoping for a little bit of variety. I'm glad that they are giving us more armor units, however, and I am glad that they are trying to do something a little different, but in a way, I don't know, this just feels like too much to me. But that's just my opinion. Let me know down in the comments if you think it's a little too much or if you're just excited to have more armor emblem options. Regardless, Lissa here has a really interesting new B slot called Bold Fighter. Whenever she initiates a combat, she makes a guaranteed follow-up attack, and also there's a special cooldown trigger reducer on this as well. This is amazing. This is very powerful, and I think that this is going to be on a lot of different armored units going forward. So this is definitely something that is going to be meta. It's incredible. It's a little bit different from Arden's follow-up ring, but when it comes down to it, this is just so powerful. She also comes with Bonfire to make use of hopefully her high defense, and Fortify Armor to help buff everybody around. And yeah, that animation is just funny, her swinging that bell, twacking the enemy. It's great, and the outfit is great. I love all the art, but you know what, the festiveness of her outfit is just super on point. Next up is Chrom, and I'm surprised that they did two things here. One, I'm surprised that they gave Chrom another appearance in a special banner. He was first reintroduced in the spring banner where we had that variant. Now we have a Christmas variant of Chrom, and I'm just a little surprised at that. I'm also surprised that he's also an axe unit, and I have to be honest with you, I sort of consider him a pity rate breaker for Lissa, but it doesn't mean that he's all bad. Sack of Gifts is his particular weapon, and I love that animation too. Just presents flying everywhere after he smacks an opponent. It's a really great visual. And I love his holidayized outfit that he has, wearing his normal uniform, but it being all red and Christmassy. That's a really great touch, too. Brazen Attack and Defense 3 is a new A slot. Then whenever you are below 80% hit points, you can get a plus attack and defense spur bonus onto you, which is amazing. That's a huge bump. It's 7. That's just huge. The weird thing is that he is playing sort of at odds with himself in this particular default kit. He has Brazen Attack and Defense 3, which means he has to be below 80% hit points. He has Wary Fighter 3, which means he has to be above 50% hit points. I think that his kit is weird, and like I said, I really do consider him a pity rate breaker for poor Lissa, but honestly, he looks awesome. And he has the same type of weapon that Lissa has, basically, just a different look to it. And I actually like the Bag of Presents a little bit better than a bell, but that's just my personal preference there. Otherwise, that is a gigantic boost, and Brazen attack and defense lasts all the way down. It makes me wonder if maybe he can actually benefit from having a reciprocal aid put onto him. Maybe then he'll be able to just get right into that range immediately and still have some wiggle room there for Wary Fighter. That would be great. But the one thing to look at, of course, is that I don't know if this would necessarily compete with Distant Counter or with Steady Breath, and unfortunately those two are just so powerful in not just the meta, but anywhere in the game. I mean, PvP and PvE, those two are just staples on defending units, and I don't know if this +7 boost is going to be enough to make this a contender or not, so we'll have to see. Now we're moving into the units that we knew were going to be part of the banner because their data was part of the initial upload for Fire Emblem Heroes, and that is Robin. He's a spear carrier, and it's a little disappointing to me. I wish he was a sword user, but you know what, spears are pretty good too. I just wish he was a sword user because then Robin emblem would be a little bit more maintainable. I mean, we have 2 different mages of Robin right now, and then we have the female Summer Robin that's a spear user, so it just would have been nice if this was a sword to help round everything out, but you know, I guess you can't have everything. The Tannin Boom is his weapon here, swinging that tree. Brazen attack and speed 3. This one's actually a little more interesting than the defense variant in my opinion. I'm still slightly worried that it's not going to edge out Distant Counter or edge out Steady Breath, but when it comes down to it, I would definitely put this one up on the top as something to consider. He also comes with Armor March, which is nice. If you don't have Armor March from somebody, even though there's been several banners that have had units with Armor March now, this is going to be really crucial, and it's fitting that it's on the Tactician, someone who's going to help you move around and maneuver. I think that is pretty cool, actually. Once again, his outfit is awesome. I've been seeing it for about a year now, so it's not a surprise, but it's just great that he's using the tree as a weapon. I just love that. The last unit in the banner is Tharja, and once again, it's sort of strange that we have so many similarities on things. She is a red tome user again. Now, she's an armored red tome user, so it's definitely a different bag of tricks here, but at the end of the day, I feel strange that there is not that much difference in some of these units, but regardless, that's just my gripe on that. Candelabra Plus, so this is another inheritable weapon that she has that has the same benefit as everybody else, so she has close counter. You can also see that she has a full kit Red Tome Breaker, or maybe if I read better it would go better. Red Tome Valor is in the C slot there, and I always like to see Valor skills, even if they're not necessarily something that people always try to find or opt for. You know what, whenever it comes down to it, if I can't put SP on a unit fast enough, I tend to abandon them. I don't know why. So having Red Tome Valor is going to help me out quite a lot. Vengeful Fighter 3 is her unique skill in the B slot here, and it's pretty interesting. Whenever she has higher than 50% hit points, she is guaranteed to make a follow-up attack, so it probably implies that this Tharja is not as speedy as her non-armored variant, although I don't really know what's slowing her down looking at her artwork there. Maybe it's the fact that she's trying to be normal, I don't know, but nothing there looks really heavy to me. Then again, I don't wear antlers on my head, and maybe that would just make me feel unwieldy. But a guaranteed follow-up attack and a special cooldown counter +1, that is nice. Close counter does show that hopefully she'll have quite a lot of bulk to her, but she does have Iceberg as opposed to Bonfire, so maybe she is just supposed to counter a lot of ranged units. I don't know, maybe with the bulk added from different Armor Emblem buffs, she'll be able to handle pretty much anything that comes at her. At least that's my hope. Once again, the animation is awesome. I love the candlelight circle around the enemy, and then the big present just dropping down slowly, this impending doom style. It's a great animation. I won't comment on her artwork, but I do like it. Don't judge me. There's also a new Paralog chapter, 3 new boards, and I like the visual of fighting around the Christmas tree. That just looks so cool. I'm excited for this map. So those are all of our heroes, some very interesting skills on them. I don't know how many of them, other than the one on, well, I mean, Tharja is Tharja, and her Vengeful Fighter is really good, but Bold Fighter is good as well. Both of those skills, I think we're going to see a lot of play and a lot of other units using them throughout the year, so have that Christmas spirit with us all year round. I'm a sucker for costume changes, as I already mentioned, so, you know, I'm going to go ahead and probably be pulling a lot from this banner, but I have to be honest with you, with the exception of a little bit of fan service and maybe getting a mage. If you didn't get Henry for an armor unit mage, then I don't really see this as a huge banner that is a must pull. There's definitely some power here, and if you go for it, I mean, there's definitely things to aim for. Like I said, Lissa and Tharja seem to be the absolute best in this banner, which is great. All the outfits look awesome. All the powers do seem awesome. I do really, really hope that the Brazen series of skills is worthwhile, but we'll have to see. Of course, for me, just having the simple joy of being able to swing a gigantic sack of toys at the enemy is probably enough for me to want to pull Chrom, so, you know, simple pleasures. It doesn't help that I'm sitting in my living room as I record this and I see all the Christmas decorations and the lights and everything, and just having a special event like this in a game during the holidays always sort of gives me a warm fuzzy feeling. Call me a huge nerd if you want, but I don't know. I'm actually, even though I've been poo-pooing a couple of the units here and a couple of the skills, I'm actually very, very happy and excited for this banner. So what do you think? Who's the most easily abused hero in this banner? Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to be overpowered and complained about in the meta for months to come. Otherwise, thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate all of you, and until next time, take it easy.